We're going to discuss some of Trump's trade and other proposals that will impact U.S. businesses if implemented. Part of the information contained in this video is sourced from a New York Times article published yesterday titled, quote, "Is Corporate America in Denial About Trump?" End quote. In the More section below, I will cite some of the other sources for information contained in this video. Trump's promise to initiate what he calls, quote, "the largest deportation operation in American history," end quote, could be catastrophic for many employers already facing a tight labor market. Trump also proposes to phase out the purchase of all essential goods from Chinese companies. He wants to ban U.S. firms from investing in China. Trump wants to revoke China's most favored nation status. That has some bipartisan support. A study published in November 2023 by Oxford Economics estimated that such a proposal, if implemented, would result in a $1.9 trillion loss for the U.S. economy over a 5-year period, under the scenario that China, of course, retaliates, which it would. Trump has floated a proposal to increase tariffs on China's exports to the United States by more than 60%. Trump's China policies implemented, if implemented, would result in a massive retaliation from China that could result in far-reaching adverse consequences on many U.S. companies, including large ones like Apple, that are operating in China. U.S. companies that are exporting to China, and China's willingness to own U.S. debt, creating a potential for a rise in interest rates to attract capital to finance U.S. debt. Trump has also proposed a 10% tariff on nearly all imported goods. That would be in addition to the existing tariffs, which would amount to a declaration of a trade war with other countries, almost certainly who will retaliate with their own tariffs. The passage of the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act in June 1930 resulted in a worldwide tariff war that at least magnified the effects of the Great Depression. The act was passed almost entirely with Republican votes. The Senate passage was 44 to 42, with 39 Republican senators voting in favor of the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act. The House passed this act 264 to 147, with 244 Republicans voting in favor. These protectionist type policies that Trump favors would increase inflationary pressures by increasing the cost of imported goods and by disrupting supply chains, which was a major cause of the problematic inflation in 2021 and 2022. There is also a proposal that Trump has that actually makes sense to me. He calls for adding a special value added tax that matches U.S. tariffs to tariffs imposed by foreign countries on U.S. products. So, for example, if a foreign country taxes something at 15%, the U.S. taxes at 10%, U.S. would increase its tariff to 15%.